recording. Seems all good. So, I just want to say thank you very much for agreeing to come in and be interviewed today. Is that Harvard? No? I don't know whether you know, but Harvard's basing her final major project on the theme of empowering women and resilience in women. She's writing an EP. Hello. She's writing an EP and making music videos to go with each track. So she's writing an EP and making music videos to go with each track, showcasing her journey as a powerful woman. She was hoping to gain an insight from you to help her inform her music and her creative process. Could you just tell us a little bit about your background?
Yeah, so I'm originally from Latvia. My name is Vineta, and I moved here 16 years ago. I have 3 boys.
Nice.
And then I work in a nursery with children.
Lovely. Okay, cool. So could you share a significant challenge that you faced in your life and how you overcame it?
So we can start with, I was pregnant very young with my first child, and that was my first big challenge. Obviously, as a 16-year-old, my parents were very shocked and didn't expect it from me. So I had to kind of prove that I can do it. And so that was my first challenge. And then when my youngest son, who is 9 now, he was diagnosed with autism. And I think that was like a very big challenge as well, going through the diagnosis and learning about it, and just raising my boys.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So what does resilience mean to you, and how has it shaped your journey?
Resilience means a lot to me. I have to do everything to like stay strong for my children.
Of course.
And to prove, not just to children, just to prove to my like family as well that I can do it. I don't think I have to prove it, but it's kind of like in my own little way I want to prove that I am doing well, mainly for my family, and just working, supporting my children, raising them well. And then resilience being overcoming obstacles in my way, and fighting with the difficulties what I had in my way.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Brilliant answer. So were there any role models or influences in your life that helped you stay strong during a difficult time?
I think first of all my parents, they're big role models. In a way they showed, I got 2 sisters and a brother, and they showed us the work culture, that you have to go and work, family culture, they're still together. Maybe we didn't have as much love as a physical love, but we were always supported. And it's not because they didn't want to give us physical love, but it's because that's the way they were raised.
Of course.
And obviously, more I grew up, more I understood that. It was never a problem for me. But I'm raising my children in a different way, and I learned that, yeah. But I've learned a lot from them. They definitely been my role models. Yeah.
Okay, amazing. So, in moments where you were really struggling, what motivated you to keep going instead of giving up?
My children.
Of course.
Definitely my children. I do everything for them, and sometimes when I'm like, oh, I can't do this anymore, and I just want to give up, I'm like, no, I can't do that. They need me, so I can't just like give up and not do things.
Of course.
So definitely my children.
Yeah. Okay. Have you ever felt pressure to conform to societal expectations, and if so, how do you navigate that?
Yes, as a mom, you have to be in a certain way. I showed my children that you can do things, like now studying late in my age, that you don't stop, that you can continue do those things. That's probably main ones.
Yeah.
Just to
I think
like.
society as well has a tendency.
It gives you like it's kind of pressures you in a
you.
way that you have to be certain way as a
Yeah,
mum, or
definitely,
or even if I go out with my friends, I feel pressured that because I work as well in a nursery, I have to be certain way. It's not a problem for me because I know I don't swear and I just was raised in a good culture in a good way.
Course.
So, but society does, I feel society looks at you and you have to be certain way, you have to say certain things.
Yeah.
Or like,
And it's very easy for someone who is a mother to make one mistake.
Yes.
And then society will say, oh.
Yes.
You
I was
know?
really scared when children were smaller, leaves them home alone. I was not allowed to do that, even though they were already like 11, 12, still had to find for them where to go, that I could go to work and still do things to support them.
Yeah.
You got that pressure from society.
And you're balancing everything at
Yes,
the same time.
yeah. And especially as a woman, I think society kind of pressures you in a way where we don't understand what society wants from us, and we kind of try to fit in a way as well in a society, with everything, with looks, with how you dress, or like how you speak, how you behave, with loads of things. And for me, coming from a different culture, it was a bit of a shock when I came here, because there's a very different culture here.
Totally.
Yeah, so I felt more relaxed here than
right,
I
okay.
would be in Latvia actually, with the society. But in Latvia, people are they are judging each other. Everyone is, but it's more. Maybe they don't show it as much. We are more closed as a people.
Okay.
As a nation, yeah, but here people are very open and it's easier to talk as well. And I think it's even better that they say like things and you know things.
Yes, because you're not worrying what are they saying behind
yes
doors.
yeah exactly.
Okay. What advice would you give to younger women who are facing obstacles and self-doubt?
That you keep growing. Things keep changing. You don't know what to expect from tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a new day, even though you think like that's it, like this is so hard. And so many things as well in my life, most of the time happened at the same time. If it's just one thing, it wasn't just one thing, there were more things. But then you think those things are given to us, and we know we can overcome them. Otherwise those things wouldn't be coming to us. And to find a reason to do next thing. I think that's the most difficult for young people, so they don't see, most of them don't see what they want to do in the future. And they go in a pathways, and you don't need to make decisions when you are young. And that's what I realized as well, because in school I was so good with everything, and I didn't know like what I want to do, and because I was so good with math, I thought I'll go study marketing because I'm so good with math. And when I was studying that, I realized that that's not what I want to do. And when I came here, when I had an opportunity, because I loved my boys and I always were good with my friends' children and all that, so I'll try like work with children. And for the last 3 years I've been doing that, and I absolutely love that. And that's nearly, I'm 38 now, so since 35, so that's very late in my age. And the same I'm telling my children as well, whatever you study now, if you won't want to do that in the future, you can change it. It doesn't need to be like set, now you studied that, you have to work for that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think like there's...
Just keep growing and finding yourself.
Yeah, totally. I think society, especially around school age, they kind of... There's a pressure for young people to go to the next step, go from school to college, from college to university, and it's a big decision, you know.
It is very big.
You don't have a life experience to know what you even want to do.
And there's so many things you don't even know exist.
Yeah, totally.
And like you can study all those different kind of things you don't even know.
Totally. So, how has overcoming challenges changed the way that you see yourself and your own strength?
Definitely become stronger. It's easier now with years. I think it's getting a bit easier because you kind of mature and you know your own strengths, and you kind of coping mechanisms. You learn your coping mechanisms. That's what I had to learn.
Yeah.
I had to learn how to, because I got very bad migraines, but that's because I'm an overthinker. And it's not because I want to overthink, it's just my brain
The way your brain
overthinks.
works,
Yes.
yeah.
So I had to find ways how to cope with it all. That to help myself, because my migraines with every year as well, they were just getting worse and worse. They were making me physically sick, and I still had to do things. I couldn't stop not doing things. Still had to take children to school, still had to go to work,
Of course.
and all that. So I found my coping mechanisms, which at the moment is like gym and dance.
Yeah. Okay.
And when I'm in a gym, when I'm physically working out, my brain just switches off because my body is tired,
Of course.
and that's the best thing. Just for that hour, you give your body a break.
Yeah, give your mind a break.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I feel so much energized after. Even if I go like, I'm like, oh, very tired, I don't think I can do it. After, I feel like, whoo,
Yeah.
I go home and I can like cook and clean and do even more.
Yeah, totally.
So just finding coping mechanisms definitely helped.
Yeah, okay. Great answer. Are there any songs, books, or pieces of art that have inspired you to stay resilient?
Most of my friends are artists,
Okay,
and
cool.
I've never been artist myself, but then I enjoy their work. I really do. I love music. I always loved music. It's just so healing. And sometimes I'll just put music on and I will do things around or any music. I just love in general. I love music and I love art. I appreciate people putting work in it, and especially when they explain what they've done. So I wouldn't say there's one piece. I think all my friends has inspired me with those things. And they definitely help. Music especially.
Yeah.
I love dancing.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, that helps as well. Makes me happy.
Amazing. So the next question, what message would you like to give to other women who are struggling to find their inner strength? Excuse me.
It's very hard when you don't have reason to live for. I find it's really hard. And I understand those people who say, but I don't have nothing to live for or try for. And you can, and it's so, I don't know, it's all the society and everything. You have to be like that. You have to have a family. You have to have a work. You have to have a children, or you have to be in certain work and you have to do that and that and that. That pressures you as well. And so many people get lost. I would just suggest to not give up and just keep trying and maybe to look for those things what would excite you.
Yeah.
Because not everyone will want to go travel. You'll say like, oh, go travel or go find friends. Not everyone wants friends. Some people just want peace and quiet and be at home, and that's a happy place. So you can't say like, oh, you do that or that or that. You just have to find what's that for you, what you want.
Totally.
Yeah. And the life is you start and you end, so you know it starts and ends. So that's why you kind of like, so what's the point if it ends anyway?
Yeah.
But then maybe if you enjoy it till it ends and you live the best and like just try to find the things, just explore and what's inside you and just probably exploring yourself, finding your things.
Amazing, that was a great answer. So, in what ways do you think society can better support and empower women?
I think it's already happening a lot.
Yeah.
Much better than it used to be. We as a woman, I think at the moment we get more support than men maybe. Sometimes I feel for men that maybe men need more support, especially with mental health. I think we women are actually stronger mentally than men are. Yeah. We can overcome things because we are so mentally strong and we got like, and especially if you have children, that's like, you know, we will like do whatever, we will have to stay strong.
Totally.
And it helps talking and I think all the groups where women can be included, and I like that now in the gyms as well. They got like women's rooms, and but I feel for men that men don't have man room. So, see, I'm like, I just love people in general.
Totally,
yeah. So I can't say like women need that or men needs that. I think both society needs to help both.
Yeah, I think that's a really interesting point, because I feel like a lot of the time, a lot of the grief that women might get from society comes from men and misogyny.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that comes from, like you said, men being supported, men having better mental health and better, like, freedom to kind of be vulnerable and to explore their emotions, so that they're not so angry.
Yeah.
You know, and then it kind of, it's a harmony, it's a balance, isn't it?
Yeah.
Of like both genders in society coexisting.
Yeah, I feel like women speak out a lot more than men do.
Yeah, men tend to keep everything inside, which is not healthy.
No, it's not healthy at all. And I'm probably the same kind of person as well, but that's why I probably feel for men as well, because I keep everything inside and I don't like say things out loud, and I'm like, oh, I'm all good, and you're kind of like not allowed to show the emotions. You are allowed, but you feel that kind of like somebody will like judge you or make you feel weak,
totally.
which no one wants to feel.
No, definitely.
Yeah, but I think it's already happening a lot. The society is helping a lot, and but what else could be done? It's probably to speak a bit about that more, but from both sides.
Yeah.
Because there's always stories from both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always point. If there's fight, there's two sides.
Definitely.
Yeah, and everyone thinks differently, so.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Well, that was my last question.
Yeah.
And thank you so much.
Oh, that's a shame.
All of your
Loved
answers
it.
have been amazing. Yeah, you've been really, really amazing answers. Do you have anything else you'd like to ask, Hava? Amazing.
Thank you.
So my battery is about to die.
Oh,
Ironically.
see?
It's like just
Perfect.
in, so it was like perfect timing.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Cheers.
much.
Amazing.
Thank you.